As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. I know you're tired of this pattern. One up and three below. When you're chasing after what matters, your heart knows where to go. If the moon gives up rising, the sun stops it shining, you know you'll have a hand to hold. As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. If the moon gives up rising, the sun stops it shining, you know you've got a hand to hold. As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. Yeah, there's more than one way to go home. Forget our fear of what comes after. We'll hold on for better days. Let our past begin to shatter. Days like these, we can see the way to live out a new chapter. Coming our way as we move closer to a match. Times like these, they come and go, so let this feeling grow. Finally see what we've always known, so let this feeling grow. These days come to life like a river keeps on winding. finally see what we've always known. So let feel it grow. Times like these, times like these, times like these.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, approval of the board agenda.
I make a motion to approve the board agenda.
Motion,
Second.
second.
And I will roll call. Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye.
Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
Dr. Danny Cross.
Aye.
And Dorothy Watson.
Motion carries. Agenda's approved. Second item is approval of the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion, second.
And I will roll call. Dr. Danny Cross.
Aye.
Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
And Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye. Motion carries. That brings us to business before the board. And the first one is permission to seek bids for pass-through warmers and coolers for the cafeteria.
Motion.
Motion,
Second.
second.
And I will roll call. Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye.
And Dr. Danny Cross.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have 3 memoranda of understanding, partnership agreements, contracts. The first one is University of Tennessee Martin. Second one is Tennessee Tech University. And the third one is the FFA E-rate consulting contract. This is for the consultant.
I make a motion to approve these 3 MOUs.
Motion,
Second.
And I will roll call. Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
Dr. Danny Cross. Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
And Dr. Nancy Williamson.
aye. Motion carries. The next item is general purpose budget amendment, the OES gym project. That's just moving some money from one section to another. Yep, pay bills.
I make a motion to approve the budget.
Is there a timeline on completion? Do we have a completion date set?
Well, I mean, they told us February, so, I mean, I can, Jason's not here, but that's really what they've told him. I know, we know.
All right.
I walked by there, it looks, what I can see looks good. There's not a lot more room in there than I thought it would one time.
Yeah, but the money we saved,
Starting to get wild.
you know,
Yeah, it's
taken a long time, I know, but like I said, we've saved a ton of money.
Yeah,
yeah,
we sure have.
Doing it this way.
Something we really need.
we need it.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, we have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
And I will roll call. Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye.
Dr. Danny Cross.
Aye.
Kevin Byrd. And Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is letters of resignation. Jordan Sims, Alex Van Hook, and Haley Muse. Do I hear a motion that we accept these letters of resignation?
I make a motion to approve the letters of resignation.
Second.
Motion second.
And I will roll call. Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
Dr. Danny Cross.
Aye.
And Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item is fundraisers. Somewhere I've stuck my agenda. I'll just use yours.
Yeah, I got it.
I have this in order, but I like to look at it here too. Oneida Middle School spectacular treat sales. Oneida High School Beta Club Christmas ornament sales. Oneida High School Student Government, seasonal drink sales, and the Oneida High School Imprints of Honor T-shirts. That's our 4 fundraisers. Do I hear a motion that we approve these fundraisers?
Motion.
Second.
Motion second.
And I will roll call. Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
Dr. Danny Cross.
Aye.
Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye.
And Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then our last item is the Oneida High School Beta Club, to the Beta Club Conference. It's a field trip request, November 20th to 22nd. Do I hear a motion that we approve this Beta Club field trip to their conference?
I make that motion.
Motion?
Second.
Motion second.
And I will roll call. Kevin Byrd.
Aye.
Dorothy Watson.
Aye.
Dr. Nancy Williamson.
Aye.
And Dr. Danny Cross.
Motion carries. And that's all the business before the board. Director of Schools report.
First of all, and I'll let Stacey talk more about this, but Isabella, as you all know, was named a student in the 2026 National Merit Scholarship Program. Also, Aaron Lambert was named Scott County's National Resource Conservation Service Educator of the Year. And then also in your packet, I have a letter that we sent to the mayor and commission regarding the sober living. If you have questions, you can always reach out. Just a heads up, the OSSD basketball season, security notices in there, that just lets you know that when people walk through our doors, they will be walking through our new weapon detection system. It's very quick. It's just like the same thing that you would go to like a UT football game or Dollywood. It's really, really high tech. It's neat. But they will be walking through those.
Have you had any people complain about that, Jean, just out of curiosity?
Not that we know of. Have you all?
I hadn't heard much either, so
It's quick.
It probably won't get much attention until we actually do it.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's quick. They just walk
The
straight through.
kids have learned the process quickly.
Yeah, the kids have been great. You also have in your packet the current district enrollment numbers. Also, we earned the platinum level, and Kelly's not here, but I want to brag on her. I know some of the board members participated in the Tennessee Healthier Schools Challenge. Well, the good news is she got us $8,000 from a TSBA, and we will be recognized at TSBA on November the 15th at 11:45. So I think that's awesome. I know she's not here, but I'm really, really thankful that she did that, and I thank the board members that participated and helped us with that. Also, Kathy does such a great job with food services. I just wanted to let y'all know that National School Lunch Week is October the 13th through the 17th, and she is doing a celebration of meals from around the world from October 14th through the 17th. So I think that's really neat, that she's doing that. She tries to do innovative things, and so I'm really, really proud of what she's accomplished. Also, Bo Kidd did a media analytics spreadsheet that is in your packet. I also put some information just about NIET in there. And also TSSAA, but you can kind of look at that, and it goes along just an update in regard to the student transfer rule. For the month of October, I need to hire the following people: Brandy Ball, Shanna Harris, Carolyn West, Melissa King, Elena Baird, Kevin Akers, Brandy King, Rhonda Hopkins, Olivia G. Cannot pronounce her last name. So Sean Lee, and I apologize to her. Teresa Treadway, Adam Eckstein, Hannah Sexton, Mariah Green, Daniel Newport, and Connor Mays. And that is all I have for the board. And I just want to say that next week is fall break, and everybody is so grateful. So grateful.
I'll add to this, the platinum level Healthier Schools Challenge. I did it and thoroughly enjoyed it. And what I discovered was, I was already doing a lot of those things. But it just kind of made you aware that, yeah, I'm doing them, but I need to keep on doing them and not slack. The walking, watching what I eat, and just generally getting enough rest. Those things can really add up. And I'm lucky to have the help that I do, so I sure want to keep it. Another thing I'll mention real quick before we get into the principals, Richard Spears called me and said he was going to bring these for us. And it's a commemorative edition of the class of 2025. It's got all their pictures in color, and it's got other information in it about the seniors. So I thought that was very nice of him. He put it together for Oneida Scott. He did one from Macquarie County and I think one from Morgan County. So kind of is a good addition. It's not in the actual annual that we have. But I sure want to recognize that he's the one did it and brought it to us.
So did he do that like with the, does he work with Scott County News?
No, he's with Morgan County.
Morgan
Oh,
County
okay.
does it.
Yeah.
They do it and they've done it for quite a few years.
Yes. So, you know,
They do a great job.
since they did it, then he put one together for Scott County.
Isabella's. I'll let her do mine.
She can have mine, I've got more.
She's got one right there.
Okay, she's got one, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. She'll get mine enough.
Okay, we'll move to the principal's report. Stacy?
Sure. As the director said, Aaron Lambert was named the National Soil Conservation Scott County Teacher of the Year. That was kind of a surprise. The guy just showed up and we ended up, I was like, you want to see our new barn? So we took her down there and we just got the pigs in. So got to spend some time talking to him, and they're going to have an event where they recognize her that she's going to invite her family to. He's like, this is about you and your family. And so it was just really cool to see her get recognized for that. She's worked really hard and kind of revitalized our FFA.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really vibrant part of our school. These kids walking around in their FFA jackets, I just think it's the coolest thing. So anyway, and now that the new thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but I learned this when the Jostens people came, that they have belt buckles now. These huge, instead of a classroom, you can get a belt buckle. And if you've ever done security at our school, belt buckles are a thing. Okay? So, but anyway, they have huge FFA buckles that you can get your school name logo on. So that's kind of neat. But also, we want to celebrate. We received a grant. Marcus Birchfield applies. He's applied for the last 2 years for. It's called the Theater Arts for All grant, offered by the Tennessee Theater, and the goals are for theater arts for all, and some of the goals are engage under-supported youth and community members in performing arts, encourage arts education, expose our community to a range of arts influences and career paths in performing arts, provide tickets to world-class performances free of cost, introduce youth to the Tennessee Theater in downtown Knoxville. Since the grant's inception in 2007, 10,000 free tickets have been provided to our area schools for a plethora of shows. Our school has been blessed to receive the grant for 2 of the last 3 years. He's only applied 2 years. So. This year, our school will be provided with 50 tickets to see The Outsiders, the musical, April 2026, with an additional 5 tickets for teacher chaperones. I volunteered to be a chaperone. That's the only, one that I asked to go on. So cool. But and it's a $150 ticket, by the way. This is such a cool thing. And we take our kids downtown and let them be in Market Square, and it's just it was such a great experience last year. They actually had an extra ticket that a kid didn't come, and I took that ticket and went. But it was just such a fun time with the kids. I don't get that very often. That's what makes me love my job, is when I actually get to be with students and enjoy them, because we have such great students. But I'm just really proud of Marcus. This is a lot of work for him to apply for this, and seeing a theater production, a Broadway theater production, is truly life-changing. And you think that it's only for this certain clientele of students, but watching the way they change the scenes and the mechanics of the scenery, our boys were it's just such a cool life-changing experience. So I'm really proud of that. Selena and I joined together this year and had our advisory council meeting together. We still did not have it's kind of disappointing. We don't ever have a really good turnout for that, but nonetheless, we do, I promise you, we give opportunity for the community to come in and give us feedback, and we ask the people who are there, like, tell us what we can do better. We want to know. We went through lots of different things and just said, you know, what are some things that you're hearing in the community about the school, and I mean, they were very kind to us. They're very complimentary. So that was really good, and I thought it was neat that we did that together, because it's a lot of work to do it alone and then only have 2 people show up. So we're probably going to continue that, I hope,
Yes.
if Selena's willing.
I am.
So we do have that, and we will have another one of those. Usually we have one in the fall, and then I think I have to do 2. We do one for like the E-plan, and then usually we do another one toward the end of the year. So, and last year I really tried to reach out to people that I knew had made comments on Facebook or things, you know, upset with things. Like I tried to call those people personally and say, just come to this meeting and tell us what we can do better at. So, obviously not afraid to hear what people have to say. We just want to have the opportunity to explain what we're thinking and why we're doing what we're doing, or hey, we weren't aware of that, we'll fix it. So, also want to brag on Bo Kid. I provided this for the board members. This is our social media rundown for 2025-26. And interesting, this has been kind of a learning experience for me, but I got an email the other day of a company that says, hey, you know, we'll come in and do these things for your school, an outside company that charges a fee. And I was looking down the list of all the things, and I just forwarded it to Bo, and I said, don't you do like all these things for us? And he was like, yeah. And so that kind of brought on this conversation of us talking about, and he said, Stacey, you realize we're the only, he said, Alcoa is the only other school in our area that does what we do in-house. And he said every other school pays a company to come in and do these things, do the social media promotion. It's not connected as much to the school, but I sit at soccer games and I watch a former student and a current student by themselves, without an adult, broadcast soccer games. It is truly amazing. If you were there at the inception of that program and those conversations when we first started that, like, we were really dreaming big that like one day our kids would be doing this independently and broadcasting our games, and we would be producing graphics and promoting our athletes, our band. Isabel was a scholar athlete this week. She was recognized for that. So it's just really encouraging as a principal when you see those things like happening that you, like 4 years ago, you thought, okay, I'm saying I think this can happen. I don't know if it can actually happen. But it was just great. Like, I saw Jonathan, it just made me think of it because I was so impressed with Jonathan and Lucas broadcasting that game independently, because Bo's like, hey, I can't be there. I've got the middle school game to do, and so it's just going to be Jonathan and Lucas doing it. I'm like, and I was just down below them listening to them, and how, I mean, that's not easy to do, to keep talking, you know, just to like keep that going. So I just was so impressed with them. But I did want to highlight a few things about this. If you look from our numbers, which were crazy in August, the watch time went up 180% from August. So not only are we doing this independently, our students are driving this and doing this for us under the watchful eye of Bo, and many other people. That includes Clayton, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to like leave. You probably know who all more that involves, but there's lots of pieces to this that makes this go really well, and it is growing. Our social media presence is bigger than some 5A schools. It is truly ridiculous how good a job we're doing promoting not only high school but middle school athletics and all the stuff that's going on in our school. So
I know
Great
that
things.
Florida's watching.
what?
So I know that Florida's watching.
And there's just people like there's people, random people that say, I follow Oneida Indian sports. Like they were talking about it on the broadcast the other night, that like there's like some guy that has zero tie to our high school, and he was like, I watch you guys every week. I'm like, that's really cool.
I think somebody wants to know how the other half lives.
Yeah, that's probably why we got so many people in Tennessee, right? But anyway, just obviously we're ready for fall break, and it's been a good couple of days at the school, just seeing some things with our culture, seeing some kids do some really kind things. You don't normally see that a lot. The last day, right before a break, is usually craziness. So Sean and I were like, okay, we got like 5 minutes left before the bell rings. What's gonna happen? And honestly, like we went to a meeting and it was just like these little events that were really encouraging. So, and we went to visit Carter's the other day. The principals got together, and that was really interesting to see and encouraging to us that we're doing a lot of innovative things instruction-wise. So, sorry, I'll stop talking now.
Very good. Lots going on. Selena.
Okay, so I'm gonna add to what Stacy said, only because the middle and high school, we are working a lot together, or trying to, especially this year, probably more so than we had last year. But with Bo and his equipment and all of that, that has sparked an interest in some of my middle schoolers in Logan Foltz's room. So they just released week 3 of their podcast. So they are doing a podcast, which can be quite comical, but they are really, truly, you can tell who has a future in broadcasting, I think, already. So Bo has shared a soundboard, we have microphones, there's some lighting, and then to make those special effects for October, I think we've used a steamer to show the smoke. So they've started that, which they want to go on YouTube. I said we're not quite YouTube ready. But just the fact that I have 8th graders doing that, I think is amazing. And it has a lot to do with what they are seeing outside of middle school. Also, the 3 of us, we are in the Tennessee Rural Principals Network, which we're blessed to be part of that this year. We're seeing some cohesion across all 3 schools. We're working really closely together, and I feel blessed to be part of that for sure. We did do the parent advisory meeting last night. It's been a really long 24 hours. And then just some logistical things. We're finishing the 9 weeks. 9-week grade cards come out after fall break, which is just amazing to me that we're already 9 weeks in. We've had 8th grade soccer night for our girls. We have 8th grade night for football and cheer coming up October 7th during fall break. And just tomorrow we have our virtual drill day, and quite a few of us are going to be on the, which one is it? Process Champions. We have that meeting tomorrow with Capturing Kids' Hearts, and we also have Culture Shapers, where all of our teaching assistants will get a half-day's training in Capturing Kids' Hearts. So we're really excited about that.
Very good.
So I have a lot to talk about. I wasn't here last month. Sorry, had to be mom for that night. My daughter was in an event. I appreciate Dr. Max and Gil stepping in for me, and I'm sure she represented well. Just to piggyback off some things they talked about, we really enjoyed our time in the Rural Principals Network. I think they threw out our names on social media the other day. That was a little embarrassing. I don't like the limelight, but it was really cool that all 3 principals got selected to be on this committee of I think a cohort of 70 people in the state of Tennessee. And so we get to work with Dominique Litton Davis from the regional court office, who's a native of Scott County, and we got to visit with her. It was very, very encouraging. We got to do some classroom walks and just collaborate with other principals across particularly East Tennessee, but I think it also goes into Middle and West Tennessee. And I think that we all 3 walked away feeling encouraged to know that we are doing a lot of things and a lot of things well. So Capturing Kids' Heart was something I had on our agenda too. I think that's definitely going to work on our positive culture environment. I can tell a big difference in our kids. I had several parents stop me earlier in the year and they said, I don't know what you guys are doing different, but something feels different with our kids right now. So that was encouraging to me as well. As far as events goes, we had our fall carnival Monday night, and we had a really nice turnout. The weather was perfect. Last year we had to work around the cold and the rain. And so we did push that back in the calendar in September a little bit, and we are preparing for probably the biggest event that everybody gets mostly excited about, parents probably more than kids, and that's our trunk or treat event at the end of the month this month. So one thing this week that has been super exciting at the end of last week, we got to use our book vending machine for the very first time. I don't know if you got to see our pictures on the Facebook page, but we're trying to really encourage literacy right now. And so I put out a Facebook challenge to all the students and parents, and I said, if you catch your kid reading, post a picture here. We're going to put their name in a drawing, and we selected 10 students to be our first to receive the gold coins. They go up to the vending machine, and they pick the number they want, and it spits a book out. So that was really cool, and they're pretty excited about that and trying to earn their coins for that. So other good news, we got a $1,500 mini grant around STEM this week from the UCOR LLC in Oak Ridge, and so we're going to use that for some STEM projects coming up. We have our clubs are in full force right now. Around instruction, we've had a very, very busy month of September. We had an NIET visit for support there. They've been in our school supporting around our instructional leadership team, trying to help push us in the direction of where we need to go and give us supports there. We did learning walks together. I think another cool thing that's happening this year that's not always got to happen is the three of us are collaborating. So I've got to go watch Selena's ILT. Haven't made it to the high school yet, but Stacy had been in, and so we've at least tried to collaborate. And I think our school plan's very much aligning in the right direction as far as that goes. So we appreciate that work with NIET. Yesterday, I had the privilege of a Zoom call presentation. I got to speak yesterday on the Acceleration for All School Leader Convening. We had a phone call like 2 weeks ago reaching out to us at the elementary school, specifically talking to us about the work we have done with the core office with our math implementation. And they asked us to speak and to present about what we're doing so that other schools could try to model that. So I got to speak on behalf of all the work that the teachers have been doing and what they're doing in that collaboration as a model for the rest of the people in the state of Tennessee. And that call yesterday that I was on was specifically, I think, the Upper Cumberland section, not the East Core, but there's several of those going on over the past 3 days. So teachers have been doing deep dives with the core office this week as well. We're really trying to work on linking our standards analysis from our data in the past to what we're teaching every day. I'm just super proud of the work they're doing right now. I can't ask for a better group of people, and they're hungry for it, and I think that we're getting ready to see the fruits of our labor. So the last thing I have to say is just to thank you again for the support system from everybody. I have officially made it my first 9 weeks. So that's teachers, parents, the board, the central office, everybody, thank you for your grace the first 9 weeks.
I will comment about the collaboration. Before COVID, when we actually got to go into schools with it was advanced ed then. It's now what Cognia. That was probably the one weak point that we found when we did a system review was the lack of collaboration between schools. And we couldn't find this seamless flow, like from the elementary to the middle to the high school. It was, okay, here's this one, they're doing their little bubble, then the kids move here, yonder, there, and they do this little bubble. And that's where you got that drop in your TBAS scores years ago, moving from building to building, because there wasn't this seamless movement, there wasn't the collaboration between principals and teachers. So you all are on the right track. Very good.
I'm sorry, because I forgot one thing. Hannah Foster is also going to be at the White House during
Yes.
some of this time, so she will be the special guest of the.
Yeah.
She's up for the drug
Trump's
war.
cabinet.
She's in.
She's
I cannot think. She was here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but she has been invited to go there. I think it's pretty stinking cool that we got a student.
I don't know why she didn't invite us.
And then they're interested in seeing that Girls' Day program through Stand and how they can model that in other counties. So it's great recognition for Stand, who's an amazing partner to us, and to have her to be able to like represent our school and go to the White House is pretty awesome. It's Hannah Foster.
Yeah.
So.
And Vicki Jones did
Vicki Jones will
great.
Vicki Jones and Trent will be there as well.
They did a great job with the girls. They really did, and it has that's all they've talked about. So
Super.
they're going to highlight it. I can't believe I forgot her name. She's awesome though.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was great. She was really great.
You've got a report from Kelly. Of course, we got the grant. She's doing amazing things with that too. Anything else? Isabel?
Okay, speaking of Hannah Foster, I asked for a bit of her input on what she'd like me to say at the school board meeting. And what she said was, I think the issues have been the same for a while, too much bullying and not enough acceptance. But I feel like we're heading in a better direction with that because I've been seeing that the student resources are improving. We have more period products for ladies. I'm glad that comfort of students is one of our goals as a school. I'm glad that we want to make our kids feel comfortable and, you know, feel like they have a safe space to talk to their teachers. Accessibility, like those handicap parking spots that were added, I'm glad that accessibility is becoming more available because that is it makes for a better accepting environment. I was going to talk about the football games and the band competitions. So a lot of people have been bummed out because of our losses at the football games. And I've been hearing some talk about some parents wanting to come here and talk about it, but I don't see any of them. The band competitions, we had our first one at Sevier County on September 20th. We were the lowest scoring band there, but we were also the smallest band there. And same for Granger County, that we had September 25th. We were the smallest band there. And I really feel like they don't make competitions for small bands anymore, and that upsets me a little because it brings down some of the kids' spirits. But we can reassure them that it does not reflect on them as players. I think they do a very good job as a small band.
And you got high marks on your like arts, the scenery, the things you guys have built. Like Mr. Elliott told me that you did score high on like the artistic part of it. Is that right?
For the Sevier County one, we scored high on visuals, but on
Yes.
the Granger County one, we got a 3 in visuals.
So it just depends on the judge.
It
Yes.
does depend on the
Well, I was just saying, like the last one I knew you did really good on the visuals.
Didn't the percussion do really well?
Percussion
And
and
drum
drum
major?
major?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I
That's true.
thought I saw that.
But at that Granger County competition, we had a band parent that got pretty upset with Mr. Elliott, and he was the guy pulling our trailer, so he's not pulling the trailer anymore. And I'm under the assumption that Josh Kennedy, one of the middle schoolers' parents, will be pulling. But because of that disagreement, he's not doing that anymore. The drama fundraiser that we approved last month, it's doing pretty good. We have good funds for drama now. We can afford to build more stage design and do more costumes. I saw that the Prob and Stat surveys were going out, so we should be seeing posters for that coming soon. That's more responses from student voices. I know we had the student-led flagpole prayer this week.
Mhm.
What day was that?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, we had a student led, if they wanted to, we announced that they could go, and that was brought to me by a student, and so we said, sure, any morning you want to do that, we'll make an announcement, and anybody that wants to can.
That's good. That's good for some students to express that. We had a career fair on 9/11. It was pretty good for those juniors and seniors to see, colleges, because we're about to apply to those colleges. And that's all I have.
Very good. Thank you.
And you're gonna bring some prop stats survey information for us next time, right?
Yeah, I'll look
Okay.
at the posters.
Good.
Okay, great. Lots of good stuff.
And students are always looking for topics. If there is something you're curious about at the school, like students really seek a good topic to poll our students on. It can't be anything like social, emotional necessarily, but just like any question you have about what you think students might think about something, feel free to throw those my way. Because I always have probably 5 students say, do you have a topic for me to do? So,
I'm glad to see the arts really moving. I love athletics, love academics, but arts is a major, major part. And it reaches a lot of students that other areas don't. Okay, if there's nothing else, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.